and welcome to our first ever Conf Bits, where we demonstrate a product in 10 minutes or less. The idea here is to showcase a product that we have maybe talked about on the podcast, but of course, being audio only, we can't always do it justice. So one of the things I wanted to cover today is Endpoint Isolation on AMP for Endpoints, now known as Cisco Secure Endpoint. So what we have here in front of us is my endpoint here to the left, a Windows 10 box VM, and over to the right here we have my Cisco AMP for Endpoints dashboard. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to look for this machine here, which is the jump box here, and we're going to open up the device trajectory window here, which gives us a bunch of information. Specifically, what we're looking to do right now is to manually kick off an isolation. Now, there are a ton of automated features that you can turn on and set up that can turn on isolation for you automatically in the event that an endpoint is compromised or a certain number of maybe even low risk or medium risk actions or events have happened. Then you can have it automatically isolate itself, put itself into a triage group with a different policy, and just pretty much automate that entire process. What we're just going to do here, just to showcase how quick and responsive the isolation feature is just manually kick it off. So what I'm going to do here is open up the command prompt on the endpoint here and just kick off a constant ping to 4.2.2.2. So you can see here we have internet connectivity on this box. Everything's good. We're just going to go ahead and hit this Start Isolation button. And for the comment, we'll just put down that it's our Conf Bits demo and hit Start. Now when we do this, as you can see on the left there, my endpoint immediately went into general failure mode. It can no longer ping the internet. I can see here from the right-hand side in my dashboard that the endpoint is showing as isolated, so I know that the isolation has taken effect. And also, this is a nice bit that you can turn on, is to notify your users that, hey, your device is in isolation mode. This way they're not just surprised and confused as to why they can't access the internet anymore. I have seen that issue come up, so that's a nice feature that you can turn on within the dashboard. So from here, really, it's a matter of the endpoint is being isolated now. Now you can go ahead and in the configuration of the dashboard, set up different IP addresses and other resources that the endpoint can get to. By default, the AMP for Endpoints dashboard is accessible, obviously, because we need it to communicate back with this dashboard to get a new policy, to initiate a scan, and of course to turn it, get it off of isolation. But you can also add other resources that you may want in order to have those endpoints have access to, such as for resources for malware removal, etc. Right? So you can set that up. So from here, we've gone through the triaging steps. We have ensured that this device is good to go. This endpoint is clean, and we want to take it out of isolation mode. So we're going to go ahead and hit Stop Isolation. It's an ask us for a comment again. This is optional. You don't have to put this in. Go ahead and pop that in there. Hit Stop. And as you can see here, it's showing us stopping isolation. Now, this is just to prove to you that this is live. There's no trickery here, right? I'm not trying to speed up anything. The isolation, as you saw, was immediate. Usually, stop isolation is as well, but sometimes it just needs a little coercing. Now, normally this is going to resolve itself in the next couple minutes by itself, but because I don't want to just sit here and wait the whole time, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of push it a little bit. We're going to give it a bit of a nudge. And the way that you do this is to right-click on the AMP for Endpoints system tray icon, open it up, go into Settings, and then just click this Sync Policy button. All this is going to do is go ahead and, just as I said, just bump it along, manually force it to talk back to the dashboard and get its new policy. So as soon as we hit Sync Policy, you can immediately see the ping start coming in. I got another notice saying Endpoint Isolation has stopped. I'll go ahead and close this out here. So here come my pings. And of course, on the right-hand side here, my dashboard, it's telling me that we're not isolated anymore. So we're good to go. This endpoint is back online and safe and sound. So that's really it. What we really wanted to demonstrate today was just how quick and responsive the endpoint isolation feature is. Again, we kicked it off manually, but it is something that you can set up in your policies. You know what? Let's go ahead and write to that, and I can show you. So under Outbreak Control, Automated Actions, you can see right here that we have the option to isolate a computer upon compromise, and you can change your severity, what groups you want it to attach to, because you can have a bunch of different groups set up within your endpoint dashboard there, and your rate limit. So your rate limit is just the is just to prevent you against false positive detections here. And right now we have that active, but if you wanted to turn that off or turn that on and adjust your severity here, you can very well do that. And with that, that'll be the end of this episode. If there is something that you would like us to see, or I'm sorry, if something you'd like to see us demonstrate, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below. Be sure to share, subscribe, and like, and all that fun social media stuff. Follow us on social media. And of course, if you're not already subscribed to the Conf with Your SE podcast, please do so. Until next time, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, and don't forget to save that config.